Hi, we're going to read the third story from Wipeout of the Wireless Weenies. It's called My New Hat. I hope it's not as scary as the last one. Mom took me to Fairbanks department store for a new winter hat because my old one was worn out. The old hat would have lasted longer, but kids were always snatching it from my head and throwing it around. Then, when they got tired of that, they'd toss my hat in the road right when a bus was coming along. So it got run over a lot. I guess that was better than having them toss me around. I figured I should look for a sturdier hat this time. Here's a nice one, Daniel, Mom said, holding up a knitted hat made of dark green wool. It's nice, but I want something warmer. I couldn't tell her I wanted something that could survive bullies and bus tires. If she knew how much I got picked on, she'd get all worried and go talk to the principal. She doesn't understand bullies and how things work in school, but she understands staying warm. I keep looking, hoping I find the perfect hat. And there it was, sticking out from under a pile of felt hats on the discount table. I grabbed it, gave it a tug. It was leather, real leather. I could tell by the smell. It looked sort of like the helmets you see in pictures of ancient college football games. Back when the players wore short pants and funny shirts. I tried it on. It was really tight. Great. Between the slick surface and the tight fit, kids would have a hard time snatching it from my head. I like this one, I told Mom. Are you sure? She picked up a red plaid cap with ear flaps. This looks warmer. It looks like a red flag with the words "punch me" on it. Nah, I really like this one. I pulled it down even tighter. It was wonderfully smooth, with nothing to grab onto. It's exactly what I need. So she bought it for me. The next day, I put on my new hat along with my coat and gloves and headed out for the bus stop, which was 2 blocks from my house. They were there, the bullies, Frankie, Stan, Ivan, and the others. Look at the dork, Frankie shouted. He wasn't wearing anything on his head. I was pretty sure there wasn't anything inside his head either, but I kept that thought to myself. Stan barked out a laugh and tried to grab my hat. His fingers slipped off the leather. I hoped that would convince him to stop trying, but it just made him angry. "Come here," he shouted. I backed away, right up against a tree. All of them moved toward me, their eyes glowing in anticipation. I had a feeling they would be just as happy to remove my hat by ripping off my head. Stan grabbed the collar of my jacket in one meaty fist. That's when the shadow fell over us. I looked up. Something large and flat and round was hovering right up over our heads. It was a flying saucer. We all scattered as it moved toward the ground. The saucer touched down in the middle of the road. I wasn't under it anymore. I was 10 feet away. But I was too amazed to move any further. So was everyone else. A hatch opened beneath the saucer, making a ramp. An alien came down. He had 2 arms and 2 legs, just like us. But he had gigantic eyes and a round head. The top of the head was smooth and brown, like leather. 3 more aliens came out behind him. They each carried some sort of device that looked like a trumpet made of glass and silver. They pointed the flared ends at us. Before we could move, Frankie and the others vanished in puffs of smoke. It smelled like when something gets burned in the bottom of the toaster oven. The alien looked at me. I hoped it wouldn't hurt too much when they zapped me. But instead of shooting me, they lowered their weapons. And then they knelt. They bowed until their heads touched the ground, their smooth brown leather-like heads. Then they led me onto their ship, making high-pitched sounds that I later learned were songs of joy. They were thrilled to discover me. Now, they spend all their time finding ways to please and entertain me. They've taken me all around the galaxy in their amazing ship. I've visited hundreds of incredible planets. The spacemen do whatever I tell them, and they give me whatever I ask for. Somehow they understand me when I talk. I'm their ruler now. That's pretty cool, except I have a feeling I better not take my hat off. But that's okay. I really do like it. And that is the end of that one, which is way funny. The end.